Esta es la lección 8 de Pimsleur Inglés 2. Escuche esta conversación entre dos amigos. Recuerde que
Hi,
es una manera más informal de decir hola.
listen.
Oh, hi, Susan. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Not bad. Where are you going?
I'm going to see some friends, Maria and Felipe Martinez. They're both from Mexico, but they've lived here for a few years now.
They live here in the city? Where?
On East 52nd Street. Do you want to walk there with me?
You're going to walk? Why don't you take a taxi?
Taxis are too expensive, and I like to walk.
Observe que aquí
The city,
se refiere a la ciudad de Nueva York.
New York City. Listen again.
Oh, hi, Susan. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Not bad. Where are you going?
I'm going to see some friends, Maria and Felipe Martinez. They're both from Mexico, but they've lived here for a few years now.
They live here in the city? Where?
On East 52nd Street. Do you want to walk there with me?
You're going to walk? Why don't you take a taxi?
Taxis are too expensive, and I like to walk.
Suponga que está con un amigo. Él ve a un hombre al otro lado de la calle y dice, ahí está un colega mío.
There's a colleague of mine.
Ask,
¿Un colega suyo?
A colleague of yours?
He aquí cómo se pregunta, ¿cómo se llama su colega?
listen and repeat.
What's your colleague's name? Colleagues. Your colleague's name. What's your colleague's name?
Pregunte otra vez cómo se llama su colega.
What's your colleague's name?
Se llama Felipe Martínez.
His name is Felipe Martinez.
Es colombiano.
He's Colombian.
Y su esposa es de México.
And his wife is from Mexico.
Try to say,
Su esposa se llama María.
His wife's name is Maria. His wife's name is Maria.
Pero no la conozco.
But I don't know her.
Viven ahora en los Estados Unidos.
They live in the United States now.
say,
Viven aquí desde hace 2 años.
They've lived here for 2 years. They've lived. They've lived here for 2 years.
how do you say,
Ambos.
Both.
say that they've both lived here for 2 years.
They've both lived here for 2 years.
Say,
No, espere.
No, wait.
Ella llegó más tarde.
She arrived later.
Él vive aquí desde hace 2 años.
listen and repeat.
He's lived here for 2 He's lived. Has. Has lived. He has lived. He's lived. He's lived here for 2 years.
Say,
Él vive aquí desde hace 2 años.
He's lived here for 2 years.
Pero ella vive aquí.
But she's lived here.
Ella vive aquí desde hace 1 año. Use el número.
She's lived here for 1 year.
try to say,
Su esposa vive aquí desde hace 1 año.
His wife has lived here for 1 year. His wife has lived here for 1 year.
ask,
¿Cuánto tiempo hace que ella vive aquí?
How long has she lived here?
Desde hace 1 año.
For 1 year.
Ellos viven aquí desde hace 1 año.
They've lived here for 1 year.
Juntos.
Together.
Ambos hablan inglés muy bien.
They both speak English very well.
Pero a veces,
But sometimes,
hablamos en español juntos.
sometimes we speak Spanish together.
ask again.
¿Cómo se llama su colega?
What's your colleague's name?
Felipe. Se llama Felipe.
Felipe. His name is Felipe.
Y su esposa se llama María.
And his wife's name is Maria.
Ella vive aquí desde hace 1 año.
She's lived here for 1 year.
Ambos viven en Washington, D.C.
They both live in Washington, D.C.
A veces voy a Washington.
Sometimes I go to Washington. Sometimes I go to Washington
Porque mi colega vive ahí.
because my colleague lives there.
Now ask,
¿Por qué no vamos al café del jardín?
Why don't we go to the garden cafe?
Podemos tomar un café. Algo de café.
We can have some coffee. We can have some coffee.
O una copa de vino.
or a glass of wine.
Say,
Bueno, me gusta el café del jardín.
All right. I like the garden cafe.
Voy ahí con frecuencia.
listen and repeat.
I often go there. Often. I often go there.
Say in English,
Con frecuencia o frecuentemente.
Often.
Voy con frecuencia al café del jardín.
I often go to the garden cafe. I often go.
Podemos ir caminando allí. Literalmente, podemos caminar allí.
We can walk there. We can walk there.
O podemos tomar un taxi.
Or we can take a taxi. We can take a taxi.
Pero mi coche está en casa.
But my car is at home. At home.
Podemos caminar o tomar un taxi.
We can walk or take a taxi.
O podemos tomar el metro.
listen and repeat.
Or we can take the subway. Subway. Way. Sub. Subway. The subway.
Say,
Podemos tomar el metro.
We can take the subway.
El metro es rápido.
The subway is fast.
Y no es caro.
And it's not expensive.
En la ciudad, a veces tomo el metro.
In the city, sometimes I take the subway.
Y frecuentemente voy caminando.
And I often walk. I often walk.
Pero mi coche está en casa.
But my car is at home.
Podemos tomar el metro.
We can take the subway.
Sí, claro.
listen and repeat.
Yes, of course. Course. Of course. Yes, of course.
Claro. Podemos tomar el metro.
Of course we can take the subway.
Ask,
¿Quiere tomar el metro?
Do you want to take the subway?
now answer,
Hoy no.
Not today.
Hoy me gustaría ir caminando.
Today I'd like to walk.
Claro.
Of course.
Say,
Podemos ir caminando al café.
We can walk to the cafe.
Y podemos tomar una copa de vino.
And we can have a glass of wine.
Y luego,
And then,
tengo que ir a una tienda departamental.
I have to go to a department store.
Quiero comprar unas cosas.
I want to buy a few things.
Para mi hijo.
For my son.
¿El mayor o el menor?
The older one or the younger one?
El menor.
The younger one.
El mayor no necesita nada.
The older one doesn't need anything. The older one doesn't need anything.
¿Quiere ir a la tienda conmigo?
Do you want to go to the store with me?
Sí, claro.
Yes, of course. Of course I do.
now say,
Voy frecuentemente a la tienda departamental.
I often go to the department store.
En la avenida Parque.
On Park Avenue.
¿Se acuerda de cómo preguntar qué tan lejos queda?
How far is it? How far is it? How far?
now try to ask,
¿Qué tan tarde?
How late? How late?
try to ask,
¿Qué tan tarde están abiertas las tiendas?
How late are the stores open? How late are the stores open?
Hasta las 8.
listen and repeat.
Until 8 o'clock. Until. Until.
Say,
Hasta las 8.
Until 8 o'clock.
ask,
¿Qué tan tarde?
How late?
ask,
¿Qué tan tarde están abiertas las tiendas?
How late are the stores open? How late are the stores open?
Hasta las 10.
Until 10 o'clock.
A veces están abiertas hasta las 10.
Sometimes they're open until 10 o'clock.
Entonces tenemos mucho tiempo.
Then we have a lot of time. A lot of time.
Ahora, usted y un amigo suyo planean hacer unos mandados juntos. Él pregunta, ¿le gustaría tomar algo primero?
Listen and repeat.
Would you like to have something to drink first? First. First. Would you like to have something to drink first?
Say,
Primero.
First. First.
¿Cómo pregunta él si a usted le gustaría tomar algo primero?
Would you like to have something to drink first?
Sí, claro.
Yes, of course. Of course I would.
Me gustaría tomar algo primero.
I'd like to have something to drink first.
Entonces, ¿por qué no vamos al café del jardín?
Then why don't we go to the garden cafe?
Podemos ir caminando.
We can walk.
O podemos tomar el metro.
Or we can take the subway.
O un taxi.
Or a taxi.
Pero mi coche está en casa.
But my car is at home.
Hoy mi esposa necesita el coche.
Today, my wife needs the car.
¿Por qué?
Why?
Porque viene una amiga de visita.
Because a friend is coming to visit.
try to ask,
¿Una amiga suya? Quiere decir, una amiga de ustedes.
A friend of yours?
Sí, una amiga de México.
Yes, a friend from Mexico.
try to ask,
¿Cómo se llama su amiga?
What's your friend's name? Your friend's name.
Anita López. Se llama Anita López.
Anita Lopez. Her name is Anita Lopez.
No creo que usted la conozca.
I don't think you know her.
Su esposo viene de visita también.
Her husband is coming to visit too.
Él es mexicano.
He's Mexican.
how do you say,
Desde hace 10 años.
For 10 years.
say,
Y ella vive en México.
And she's lived in Mexico. She's lived in Mexico.
Ella vive en México desde hace 10 años.
She's lived in Mexico for 10 years.
Ambos hablan inglés muy bien.
They both speak English very well.
¿Cuándo llegaron a los Estados Unidos?
When did they arrive in the United States?
Llegaron anoche.
They arrived last night.
Try to say,
Tienen que ir a Boston.
They have to go to Boston. They have to go to Boston.
Pero quieren ver Nueva York primero.
But they want to see New York first. They want to see New York first.
Ambos quieren ver Nueva York.
They both want to see New York.
Ahora, usted va a conversar con un conocido. Conteste su primera pregunta diciendo que son las 3.
What time is it?
It's 3:00.
3 o'clock? Then I have to leave.
ask him why.
Why?
I have to go to a department store.
Ask how late the stores are open.
How late are the stores open?
Él contesta, hoy están abiertas hasta las 6. Diga eso para él.
Today they're open until 6 o'clock.
Say that you'd like to go with him.
I'd like to go with you.
Say,
Tengo que comprar unas cosas.
I have to buy a few things.
Para mis amigos en México.
For my friends in Mexico.
Of course, we can go together.
ask,
¿Tenemos tiempo para un café primero?
Do we have time for coffee first?
We have time if we take a taxi.
say,
Bueno, ¿por qué no tomamos un taxi?
All right, why don't we take a taxi?
Frecuentemente tomo el metro.
I often take the subway,
Pero hoy podemos tomar un taxi.
but today we can take a taxi.
try to say,
Es más caro, pero es más rápido.
It's more expensive, but it's faster. It's faster.
Este es el final de la lección 8.